Lakers set for a Sunday showdown with the Sacramento Kings, and LA native Russell Westbrook is back in his hometown for the 14-47 Kings. Luka scored 26 points on his 27th birthday yesterday, and he's set to suit up for the second night of the back-to-back, while his superstar teammate LeBron James is listed as questionable. We'll keep you updated on his status as we get closer to tip-off. So we say hello and welcome back to Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by Mercury Insurance. Allie Clifton alongside the Hall of Famer, big game James Worthy, the 7-time champ, big shot Robert Horry. Happy Sunday. Good to see the both of you.
What's happening? Happy Sunday.
Yeah, it's a great Sunday.
What's up, Rob?
Man, everything's good. They started out great, man.
You had some parking issues or something?
A few. I was a little disturbed by a couple of people in the parking lot.
There's not enough spaces out there, man.
I know,
I just want you all to know. Good. The lesson I learned in life today that I want to give to all of you is that it's okay to color outside the lines. If that comes to parking outside the lines, every once in a while it's okay. And KYP, some people like to put you on blast when you do, okay?
We just like to have fun here at work. You got to keep it lively.
Yeah, indeed. Lucky me. Last night, the Lakers snapped. We're moving on. What felt like their worst losing streak of the season by putting up a dominant performance against the Warriors. Everyone was involved in the win, but the Big Three exploded on offense and led the charge. They combined for 66 of the 129 points and knocked down 10 of the team's 19 three-pointers. A much-needed win, certainly. Big game. You were here last night. We saw J.J. Redick make an adjustment to the Big Three rotation, which was a better game overall for them. Are you finding that maybe small tweaks like that could be what kind of catapults their next level of chemistry?
Yeah, I think the tweaking part is something that's necessary, because as much as they try it, and they've been successful, but not enough with that trio. So it's been a lot of conversation about, handling the ball. Luka really needs the ball in his hands to, be productive. Austin Reeves may be just as productive. He gets to the line, 10, 15 times sometimes, and just getting to the line really affects the game. It slows the game down. It gives you a chance to get your defense set. So I think the experimenting with, the last game and what he's going to do with that trio is good, because you got to figure out how to make it work, whether they're on the floor together or whether it's just two of them, or and how they enhance other players around them.
I think it's good. You always have to tinker with lineups, tinker with rotations, especially after you lost a couple of games in a row, to try to figure it out. And sometimes you just have to sit down with your players and say, hey, man, how do you feel about A, B, C, and D? And I think you got players as dominant as the three that we're talking about. It's nothing wrong with sitting down and say, hey, what if we try this and what if we try this? And I really like this. Now we're going to see if you can be consistent with it, with this role, because now say, hey, what if we try this and what if we try this? And I really like this. Now we're going to see if you can be consistent with it, with this role, because one time, two times, yay.
It only takes two times.
Yeah, for me, one time, two times, yay.
And also, Golden State was, they had.
Now we're going to see if you can be consistent with it, with this role, because one time, two times, yay.
It only takes two times.
Yeah, for me, one.
I don't know, I don't know about today's game, but historically, guards' responsibility are to kind of make sure that people who need to get involved are involved. And I think he did a good job of that in the last game. As you mentioned, he had, 6 of his assists early. And because Luka can always get his. He can get it in the first quarter, he can get it in the fourth quarter. So I think he's really, wising up to make sure he gets 8, when Rui comes back, allowing Austin to handle the ball some. So I think that's a smart move on his part.
I love that, because you got to think about all the great players who played this game. They set the table. No matter what position you're in, you set the table. And once you set the table, it makes it easier for you, because now people are like, oh, my guy's hot. I can't leave him. Because there's not a player out there when your guy starts scoring and you're like, well, I ain't helping out because I look bad because my player is scoring. So I think with Luka, if he's able to do that, then he can go out and get his, and everybody on the defensive end is like, okay, what do we do now? Because they want to know who to guard.
It also assures you that you don't lose somebody. Like you don't lose 8 for 0 points or 2 points or Rui for 3 shots. So, because sometimes if they're not, like you say, you just want to touch it sometimes. Sometimes players get lost. They don't know how to go get offensive rebounds yet. And that's, you know,
that's one thing I really love about playing in the triangle, because when Phil would feel that, he would say 4 pass, and we would run a play 4 pass. You cannot shoot the ball until you run a pass it 4 times. Everybody got involved. And even though, you know, we know Kobe and Shaq was going to take the majority of the shot, we felt engaged and we were able to play a little bit better.
Oh, that's interesting. Could you imagine doing that today?
They'd be like, they do it now, it's just dribble weave.
Just the same, essentially.
Look for the weakest link, come set a pick. But the game is decided.
Interesting. Could you imagine doing that today?
They'd be like, they do it now, it's just dribble weave.
Just the same, essentially.
Look for the weakest link, come set a pick. But the game is decided, or it always has been. The offense, if you run it properly, the defense is going to have to give you something at some point. So that's why I like the 4-pass thing. Do you remember the old medicine ball days?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You played with the medicine ball?
No.
You never practiced with a medicine ball?
No.
It's a ball you can't dribble. You know. Do you remember the old medicine ball days?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You played with the medicine ball?
No.
You never practiced with a medicine ball?
No.
It's a ball you can't dribble. You can only pass. It's heavy. And coaches, when you dribble too much, here's a medicine ball. And it's a big, heavy leather ball, and you just pass, and that's all you could do.
Ours was get on the line. You didn't pass. They didn't even give us a chance.
Did that too.
From Luka to Austin. The last time, it feels like forever ago, but the last time Austin Reeves faced the Sacramento Kings, you have to go back to October, without Luka, without LeBron. Austin Reeves faced the Sacramento Kings, you have to go back to October, without Luka, without LeBron. 51. I think in totality, when you just think of where Austin started from being undrafted to a moment and where he is with his game now, isn't it?
Hey, when he has the freedom and he's the one, when he's Neo out there, he's amazing. And his ability to just control the game with the dribble and the shot, and also a good passer. You know, you want to see more of it, but we're just loaded offensively. And he doesn't get the opportunities, but I'm sure he could get, what do you have, 51?
51.
I'm sure he could get, you know, a bunch of 40s if he wanted to, if he had the opportunity.
Hey, it's always amazing. Your career high always comes when someone that usually scores a lot is not playing. Your career high probably came against when someone Magic,
40, nobody was playing.
See, it's so much easier to get buckets, Allie, but I think when you have him and Luka together and the way they played last game, it's like, I love the plays that they was running for AR to get him involved and getting shots going down. To me, when you get more people involved in the offense and not just dribble weave, because everybody in the league does that, it makes it difficult for the other team to guard, especially with AR. He's one of the most craftiest guys in the game. And I probably, if they did a list of the best players that would in the NBA that went undrafted, he's probably at the top of that list.
Top of the list or a part of?
Probably top of that list. Probably top 3.
Okay.
But you know, you got still he's still got more room to work, so he's probably gonna move at the #1 by the time he ends his career.
Which is fun. Here's your Lakers status report when it comes to injuries. LeBron James has been listed as questionable, as we mentioned, due to foot arthritis. Rui Hachimura no longer on the injury report. On the Kings side, the Lakers will not have to worry about containing Sacramento's best scorer in Zach LaVine. He and Domantas Sabonis both out for the remainder of the season. All right, for more, we head downtown, Crypto.com Arena, to check in with Lakers reporter Mike Trudell. Hello, Mike.
Hello, Allie. Nice to see you guys, as always, and welcome downtown. So LeBron is shooting just behind me. He is just out of frame. Looks like he always does when he's shooting, so that means probably a good sign that he's out on the floor, but we'll...
Outside of some blunders in the first half, we did a decent job of getting back and setting our defense as well, and just kind of keeping everything in front of us. I think it was a little bit better improvement than the last time we played the Warriors, when I think we gave up 8 back cuts that game. But yeah, the defense was good last night.
Did you have any update on LeBron for tonight?
He'll go through his warm-up. He'll be a game time.
There's a chance you could have everybody tonight. Have you seen any signs of continuity, particularly with the main kind of characters being on the court? Is there anything you point to as like...
They're a plus for the season on the court together. How about that? Got that note from Wiv this morning. That's awesome. Those three guys, I think, in a few of these games have really tried to establish early just like the ball movement. Then Luke comes in and he's really beneficial to that. And we got guys playing really good basketball. Jake has played really well since the All-Star break. Luke's playing well. So there's a lot of good signs.
All right, there's the head coach. There's LeBron. You can see him right behind me getting his free throws up. So once he gets back in the locker room, Allie, we should have more on that. Otherwise, it's good to have Rui Hachimura back in the lineup. Of course, missed the last 2 games with an illness, and he will be ready to go. Now, the Kings, a lot of guys not playing. Okay, I'll just leave that to you, Allie. You can kind of go up and down the roster. It's more productive probably to just argue who is playing. But remember, they hit every 3 that they took the last time the Lakers and the Kings met. So that'll be a main focus for JJ's group tonight.
There are a lot bigger problems if the 14 and 47 Kings are beating you tonight. Thanks so much, Mike Trudell. We will look for that status update on LeBron later in the show. Lakers and Kings tip things off at 6:30 right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Sharpshooter Luke Kennard coming off an impressive performance last night versus the Warriors. He scored 16 points and went 4 for 7 from deep. Coach Redick saying Kennard was huge for their offense last night. And plus, the Lakers bench is coming off one of the best performances. Will they be enough to overshadow former Laker Malik Monk off the bench? We'll discuss.